Things just got explosive on the NFL network because WWE superstar Seth Rollins has officially walked off the set of Good Morning Football. The viral clip has everyone talking and wondering if this was a legitimate meltdown or a calculated work. The tension exploded right before the NFL draft when Seth Rollins engaged in a heated debate about the physicality of professional wrestling versus professional football.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the PopSockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
The confrontation intensified when co-host Kyle Brandt started taking direct shots at the legitimacy of the sport and comparing Seth Rollins to Aaron Rodgers. It was a clash of titans as the two went back and forth on who handles more punishment in their respective fields. Things went from professional to personal in the blink of an eye when the conversation spiraled into a debate about who is more athletic. The situation reached a breaking point when Kyle Brandt brought Becky Lynch into the crossfire. He claimed that maybe they should invite Becky Lynch to the set since she actually wins her matches. A jab at the recent WrestleMania loss Seth Rollins suffered against Gunther. Seth Rollins clearly felt disrespected by the comment, leading him to rip off his equipment and storm off the set entirely. With fans questioning if this beef with Kyle Brandt is real or just the latest drama in the world of pro wrestling, we are keeping a close watch on what happens next. Bron Breakker and the fallout from WrestleMania are clearly weighing heavily on the vision this week. Stay locked in for the latest updates on this developing story, and hit that subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so you never miss a beat. Ever wonder what happens when the worlds of professional wrestling and the NFL collide live on air? Well, Seth freakin' Rollins just gave us a masterclass in tension, or perhaps a masterclass in acting. A clip is currently burning up social media showing the WWE superstar storming off the set of Good Morning Football, leaving everyone, including host Kyle Brandt, completely blindsided. The setup seemed simple enough. Rollins was there to talk about the NFL draft, but things took a sharp turn when the conversation shifted to the athleticism of football players versus wrestlers. Brandt made the bold, and frankly inflammatory, claim that any 7th-round draft pick could easily handle jumping off the top rope. You could practically see the gears grinding in Rollins' head before he fired back. "I don't have to be here. I don't have to be on your show." Now, is this a genuine blow-up, or are we witnessing the latest trend in worked shoots designed to go viral? Given the recent history of wrestlers making dramatic exits during interviews, it is hard to tell where the reality ends and the script begins. Whether this was a moment of pure frustration or a calculated piece of performance art, it certainly has everyone talking. What do you think? Did Brandt cross the line, or was Seth just playing his character a bit too well? Drop a comment below with your take, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the wild world of wrestling. At the end of the day, in the industry of entertainment, sometimes the best story is the one that leaves you guessing. Ever wonder what happens when a WWE superstar hits their breaking point live on national television? Well, Seth freakin' Rollins just gave us a masterclass in walking away. Tensions flared during a recent appearance on Good Morning Football that turned from a standard interview into a viral moment of genuine confrontation. The debate started innocently enough, comparing the physical toll of wrestling at WrestleMania at 39 versus playing in the NFL at 42. But when Kyle Brandt decided to stir the pot, things went south fast. Brandt suggested that maybe they should bring in Becky Lynch instead, since she has actually won something. For a guy like Rollins, who carries the weight of the company on his shoulders, that wasn't just a jab, it was a blatant sign of disrespect. You can actually see the moment the switch flips. Seth pulled his mic off, stood up, and told Brandt, "You can do the rest by yourself," before storming off set. Brandt tried to deflect with a crack about Paul Heyman, but Seth wasn't having it, yelling back about how long his morning had already been. Look, bringing up his wife to highlight a loss, especially when the sting of the Gunther match is still fresh, is a low blow, even for a show known for its banter. It makes you wonder, is this all part of the act, or did Brandt push a real-world button that shouldn't have been touched? Let me know your take in the comments below. Was Kyle out of line, or is Seth just being too sensitive? If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button for more behind-the-scenes drama, because in the world of professional wrestling, the show never truly ends when the camera's cut. Have you ever seen a WWE superstar reach his breaking point on live television? Things went from 0 to 100 on Good Morning Football when Seth freakin' Rollins decided he had enough of the disrespect. It started as a classic debate. Who has the tougher job, an NFL quarterback at 42 or a main event wrestler at WrestleMania? Seth made his case loud and clear, arguing that wrestlers don't have the luxury of protective rules or being untouchable like Aaron Rodgers. He pointed to the brutal physicality of his own matches, like the powerbomb that nearly left him concussed, to emphasize that in the ring, there's nowhere to hide. But the tension shifted quickly from a friendly debate to a personal feud. Kyle Brandt, never one to hold back, didn't just disagree. He fired shots at the legitimacy of pro wrestling itself. He claimed any random 7th-round draft pick could replicate a wrestling move and dismissed the entire industry as predetermined. It was a provocative stance, but things took a turn for the hostile when Brandt started taking aim at Seth's stature, suggesting he was only nervous because of the NFL draft. The situation finally boiled over when Brandt dropped a low-blow comment about Becky Lynch, claiming maybe they should bring her on instead since she actually knows how to win. That was the final straw. Seth pulled his earpiece, tossed his towel right into Brandt's face, and walked off the set in a move that had the entire internet buzzing. Now, the big question is, was this a legitimate explosion of temper, or are we being played? With the lines between sports and entertainment blurring more than ever, especially with crossover stars like Logan Paul stirring the pot, many fans are convinced this is just a work setting the stage for a future rivalry. Is this a genuine beef, or just the latest masterclass in pro wrestling showmanship? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of wrestling, and sound off with your take on this heated clash. Do you think Seth was right to walk, or was Brandt just doing his job? Stay tuned for more. Have you ever been so frustrated that you just had to walk away from everything? That is exactly what happened to WWE superstar Seth Rollins this week, and honestly, I don't blame him. Fresh off a brutal WrestleMania 42 performance where he was robbed of victory by his former ally Bron Breakker, Rollins appeared as a guest on Good Morning Football to help hype the NFL draft. But the segment turned into a total disaster when the host made a low-blow, snide remark about his wife, Becky Lynch. For those keeping score, Becky actually had a triumphant weekend by reclaiming her Women's Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee, but bringing family into a professional debate is a fast way to get under anyone's skin. Rollins didn't stick around to play nice. He ripped off his mic, stood his ground, and walked straight off the set, ending his long-standing relationship with the show in seconds. It has been a turbulent year for Rollins, who has been embroiled in a bitter power struggle with Breakker ever since he was ousted from his own group, The Vision. Between getting speared out of his shoes at WrestleMania and this viral outburst on live TV, you have to wonder if the pressure is finally reaching a boiling point. It makes you realize that even for the biggest stars, sometimes the toughest battles aren't fought in the ring, but in the spotlight. Make sure you hit that like button if you think Rollins was right to walk out, and let me know in the comments. Was this a justified reaction or just a temper tantrum? Stay tuned, because in the world of wrestling, one exit is usually just the start of something much bigger.